Alright, welcome back guys. It's been a while. Glad to see you guys. It's the holidays and we're back to working on the car. This actually all happened pretty spontaneously, or impulsiveness, however you want to label it. Brad is still back in New York figuring out his issues with his Civic. It's a bit cold up there, so there's not going to be that much content, but he's going to try his best. He did, I think, do 2 more things to the car, which are going to be released. However, we're now working on the WRX. And you may ask, what's wrong with it now? What happened was, I took the car to get serviced at Higher Ground, locally right here in Longwood, in Florida, because I was just too busy. And I knew I needed to change the rear differential fluid. I didn't have the time to handle that. I dropped it off in the morning, picked it up at night. Then, turns out, Ken over there showed me a video stating, they're really great guys. They always give you an overview of your vehicle. Even if you go for the smaller service, they still just do an overall walk around to make sure you are aware of anything that's wrong with the car and you can address it with them or outside of them, however you prefer. The rear differential was pretty much not toast, but there were spider gears that were chipped. A lot of materials was collected in the drain plug, and turned out, I don't know when that differential was changed ever. I know this car wasn't probably taken care of after looking at that. I didn't do it, that's my bad, but then again, the car hasn't even seen 3,000 miles. I've been just doing break-in with this car and I don't drive it often, which led me to almost selling it. The car isn't really doing too well on the channel, so if you guys love the content, please smash a like, drop a comment, and subscribe, because the car isn't doing too well. So for cars like these, if it's not doing too well, we're just gonna depart from it and move to another platform or another vehicle. Anyways, back to that. We figured that out. So we went locally to find a car that was getting parted out, another WRX. We took the differential out and now we installed it for just $100. We got that in. We haven't driven it yet because somebody needed stock injectors at another shop, and my impulsive self messaged them saying, offer me what you can. Turns out to be $80 and I gave it to them. Now I have no injectors. I had 1050s, ended up selling them as well. Somebody offered me 4, sold them, and now I have moved on to the next injectors. So we have FICs and they are pretty budget friendly and they're 1200 cc's. I think that should be comfortable for my power goal, which I want to hit around 450, 500 with this motor eventually. So we are removing the intake manifold, as you can see here. It is quite a mess. I apologize because I was trying to take out the intake manifold by itself. I wanted to repaint it wrinkle black and just do the fuel rails, take out the fuel rails. Turns out that's not how it goes. The fuel rails are bolted onto the bottom and goes under the TGVs with that passenger fuel rail. So you are unable to yank it up because it's just gonna pull everything under it, which is the inlet that already came out, which I wasn't even trying to take it out, but with the force it ended up coming out. All of these brackets. I'm gonna try to clean this up as much as possible. And yeah, I had to take out my oil pressure sensor as well because that was in the way. And yeah, this bracket over here was being a pain. I don't know where's it at now. This bracket. This was a pain. I was trying to remove this. And yeah, it's under the TGV, so I had to unbolt the TGVs and try to lift it up. As I'm lifting it up, there's one bolt here, I believe. You're gonna see brackets with the fuel lines. It's pretty dirty in there. I don't know if that was from the last motor, but I'm just adjusting it now. I'm doing the fuel lines, fuel rails, injectors, getting the whole fuel system dialed in. We might switch out the turbo. I put it up for sale, the VF52, see if somebody bites. If somebody takes it, I am gonna get another one. And I put the old differential for sale for anybody that wants to rebuild it. And let's see what we can get. Wheels are for sale as well. I'm just swirling on it right now, but I ended up just putting everything for sale. I might get new wheels, go from there. I probably may need to unscrew those little screws. I might have to unscrew it so I can yank that out. So this can come out this way and the fuel rail can come out this way without the fuel lines because they're unbolted, but it's still under everything. So what may need to happen is I need to yank all that out and go from there. Before, this was all one piece. I have the time to kind of do all this right now. So I want to yank this out. As you can see, it's loose, but the fuel line's just holding it back right now. So as you can see over here, it goes through the little hole. Makes me want to chop it off and call it a day. But if anybody needs these, might just, might as well. So let me just unscrew those and go from there. like that, we removed the fuel lines. So how I tackled it is I removed the little screws from the middle, pulled the fuel line out, and then yanked it from this side. This one, I had to twist it, I think a 90-degree angle to kind of get it out, and then rotate it a whole 360 till it came out. And now it should be hella loose. Well, there's one more line, I think, holding it from there. But now we can kind of look through all this, which I'm gonna do later because I'm tired. And we're back on day 2. Got the TGV out. I'm planning on either making a TGV delete or ordering one, but then again, they cost about $200, I think, used, and $330 around there for brand new. I want to take this bracket out too because that was in the way and it's a pain. But yeah, let's clean these up because these look dirty. So now there's a bracket, which is this one right here, which supported the 2 lines, well 3, including the vacuum. So we're gonna remove that. We might not need it from what I see, and I think I'm gonna use those 2 bolts to bolt up the aeromotive regulator. Looks simple enough. These are the vacuum lines I see. I don't know how this is gonna work vacuum wise. All right, so we're back on day 3, I believe, day 2. We're trying to get this bracket out. There's 2 bolts that's there. It looks like 10-12 millimeters. Seems to be that's where the vacuum line is connected to. Looks like some type of filter or a VVAP system that connects to the piping of the rails, which then connects over here. It's a little different, but it's kind of similar to the STI. So I've been trying to do a little research on it, but I think I can eliminate that and go from there. I gotta see what else it connects to over here. Okay, so what I'm following is how this works. So it looks like that's that evap system there that connected to the old hard line to the rail, which then we have this here, which is an evap solenoid, connects there. One of these hoses goes to the intake manifold, and the other hose goes to the other rails, the stock rails. So that's how that one works. That's one unit. Then we got a second unit, which then is connected like mounted with this plate. It's mounted like so, right? Not exactly, but you know, you get the point. And this is the solenoid, which then comes, this is a mess here, sorry. We got one hose here, right? That connected to the hard line as well. And the other one connects to the inlet. So now I gotta figure out how to eliminate all that without it affecting anything else. So I'm thinking I can cut this bracket, but I can still maintain the purpose for it, which maybe is right here. The map sensor mounts up here. This gets mounted up here with the EBCS. Next thing I gotta worry about is how the evap system is gonna work with everything else. Looks like maybe I can cap it here. Cap this one. The second one, I think it is. Yeah, this one. Or have that go directly here. So that way, that's still being routed. But that one was working off of that, which was still going to the same place. Or what I've been seeing people do is just eliminate the whole thing, have this bent down or going with another hose straight down, so that way we don't smell the fumes.